Welcome to my visit to the Oregon coast. So, I visited the Oregon coast after several days spent in Portland. It was about an hour and a half drive from the Portland area to Cannon Beach, which is on the coast of Oregon. This drive was very scenic and a very easy straight shot. So, let's see what we found when we got to Cannon Beach. Here's where we parked. It was a small lot in the center of town and it was free. There was also a public restroom very close by. The walk to the beach was very easy and we entered on Ecola Court near the Ecola Inn. Wow. Hi, so we are here at Cannon Beach on the beach in the town of Cannon Beach, Oregon. This is about an hour and a half drive from the Portland area to get to the ocean and Cannon Beach and the famous Haystack Rock. So we are here to explore the town. It is a very cute at first glance little seaside town. We are going to use some binoculars to look for puffins that live on this rock and enjoy the beach. It's a little chilly. It's about the low 60s right now, and it is colder here because of the water than it was in Portland. And it is very on brand, cloudy, a little bit misty today, but it's not bad, and it's beautiful. We just got here. This beach looks different from any beach I have ever seen before. Here's what's the other side of me. And you can take a peek. There are small hotels and inns all over, lots of little ones. I haven't seen anything that's like a name brand. It's all looks like small motels, very beach town. So let's go see if I can find some poppins. In normal times, which is not happening right now because it's 2021 and pandemic, the town does offer a couple times a day to come out here with their really good binoculars, and you can look for the puffins with an expert. So we have our binoculars today, and I looked at where the puffins are supposed to be. I looked it up online, and all I can see is things that are possibly tiny black dots, because my binoculars aren't as good, I guess, as their binoculars. So maybe we saw puffins, and maybe we didn't. There's definitely a ton of seagulls. So if you're coming here and you really, really want to see puffins, look up and see if the town is offering puffin viewing while you are here, and look up the times and the location. It was very hard to tell what we were seeing with our binoculars. Here's as good of a look as I can give you with the camera. There are tons of birds. You can see the ones that are flying and their wings are flapping really, really fast. I am pretty sure that those are puffins. So I feel secure that we saw puffins, and it turns out there is even a third kind of bird called a Murray that we also saw. Okay, puffin update. We got closer to the rock and looked harder at the birds, and we saw one turn around, and they're definitely puffins. Like a lot of puffins are on this rock. And I think they're even flying around the rock. There's definitely seagulls. I think some of the ones flying are puffins. So even with some smaller binoculars, these are 8 by 20, 304 feet at 1,000 yards. I don't know what that means for binoculars. These are just the ones I had. You can see the puffins. Not super clear, but you can see that there are puffins. So yes, finally, I've spotted an animal that is reported to be at a place, and it's really here. Take that, moose in New England. You can hear the birds. Here's a look at the town of Cannon Beach. It was very small. There were a lot of lodging options, small inns, and I imagine a lot of condos and Airbnbs for rent as well. There were some dining options, and there was a strip of cute stores as well. We did stop at the Sleepy Monk for coffee, and it was good coffee. We then took a quick drive over to Ecola State Park, where we started our hike. We parked at Indian Beach and then proceeded to hike the Clatsop Loop Trail. So, as the title suggests, this trail is a loop, but we hiked a little bit of both ends because we were not feeling the entire hike. So, as you approach the trail entrance, there is a pit toilet there, and you can go to the right to hike into the woods, or you can go to the left to hike up a little bit of a hill, and you will then see the coast. I recommend this to be able to see both views from the trail, and this was a hike that I think most people could do without any real issue. The forested part was extremely well maintained trail. You could even push a stroller on it without too much issue. It was uphill and it got steeper as you went, but just go as far as you want. If you want to do the whole loop, it was about 2.6 miles, and there was an addition that you could extend the loop and visit a lighthouse as well. We then turned around, went back to the trailhead, and visited the other end of the loop. So this hike will give you a view after a very short walk of the beach from overhead, and it was a great view. The trail, as you can see, was not the same level of maintained, but unless you had mobility concerns or a stroller, you should be fine. When we were done with our hike, we then took a 20-minute drive to Fort Clatsop, which is the winter home of Lewis and Clark after they made their way to the Pacific Ocean. They wintered in this fort. This is a recreation of the fort on the spot where it originally sat. It had a small museum and it did have an entrance fee of $10 a person. This was run by the National Park Service. The entrance fee was a little steep here compared to others and what you're getting. The museum was not terribly impressive, but it was fine. And the fort itself, the recreation, was very high quality and interesting to see. I would not recommend a visit here unless you are very into history or invested in the story of Lewis and Clark. My husband is a U.S. history teacher, so we definitely wanted to make the stop here. I will note that while we were visiting, there were a lot of programs going on. Most of them seemed to be geared towards children, so that could be a fun activity. The other option for an activity here is to take a hike. Now, there was a very short hike to Canoe Landing where you could see some water and you could see and learn about the history of logging in the area. If you're going to visit anyway, I definitely recommend taking the walk. If you are in for a very long hike, you can hike all the way here to the ocean, recreating the path that Lewis and Clark and their expedition took themselves. It was then about 15 minutes to the town of Seaside, Oregon, where we would be spending the night. We stayed at the Best Western Plus here, which was right on the ocean, a good budget option, and I was very happy with my stay. They had a restaurant in the lobby as well as a gym on property. A closet with an ironing board, extra pillows and blankets. This has got a full mirror. Bathroom sink, which is separate. Then there is a kitchenette, microwave, dishwasher and mini fridge, and a cooktop, and a coffee maker. Swing around here. Got a kitchen table, a TV, a fireplace, ceiling fan, king bed, and this bed pulls down into a Murphy bed into a queen, just like at Disney Value Resorts. We've got 2 windows. So there's a lot of light in this room, which is really nice. And then this is a gas fireplace and a fan. There's not AC in here because it is usually not hot. And then out onto the balcony. This is a large balcony. 2 chairs with a table. See out into the ocean. And right on to the promenade. And back by the door is the bathroom with the bathtub. And then they've got these products in here. We explored the town of Seaside, walking down the promenade to the middle of it, where you'll find a statue of Lewis and Clark and a sign that says "Welcome to Seaside," which is a great photo opportunity. We then walked down the main street into the town where there were tons of dining options of all different kinds, some shopping, and just general beach town stuff. As far as activities outside of the beach itself and the dining and shopping, there was a very small aquarium that, just from looking at the outside, I wouldn't necessarily recommend, and there was a movie theater as well, and a few games on the boardwalk type of activities. The beach itself is very beautiful, but it is not a super warm beach. So if you're looking for somewhere to get in the water, this whole area of the country really is not the place you want to go. It's going to be pretty cold. But I did see plenty of people in wetsuits doing surfing and paddleboarding, and there were people in the water, I guess, who are used to that sort of temperature. For dinner, we went to the Tsunami Sandwich Company and got some sandwiches. They were very basic, but they were good. Seaside was the perfect one-night stopover for us. We got to explore the town a little bit, and it was very cute, and see the ocean, and it was a great place to also run in the morning on the promenade for a really pretty run. I don't think I would choose to stay here for more than a night or two, but it was the perfect stopover. And that concludes our time on the Oregon coast. If you're interested in what we did before this, check out my vlog all about our stay in Portland, and coming soon, my video about our stay in Seattle, which is where we moved on to next.